Hey guys. Hello, it's been a minute. I obviously didn't go live yesterday because it was Friday. Today's Friday because it was July 4th. And I could have gone live yesterday, but I thought I would do it today. So, how's everybody's Friday going? Okay. So, for everybody who doesn't know, this week has been really whoa for us. Your girl woke up Monday with food poisoning, and I didn't even start feeling semi like myself until Wednesday evening. Even yesterday morning, I even woke up yesterday morning with a fibro flare. So this week has been off. It has been off. So with that being said, I still was able to hit active, and hopefully we will hit our 500 by the end of the day. That is always my goal. Active on the first. Hey, Will, Levi. I get my children's names all mixed up. That was Levi, and this is HG. But I always want to call everybody Willow. I don't know why. So, I was about to say, okay, she's not just waking up, but we're kind of being a little lazy. I don't want this video to take. You and Daddy and Willow are going to do something. I have lunch.
I know, but you're going to lunch.
I am going to lunch. Yeah, I'm going to lunch with a friend.
I'm playing with Willow with Daddy. When she wakes up, but Daddy plays with me before she wakes up.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got to do this real quick, okay, because I'll get really distracted, okay? Hey, can we not play with that while I'm on this, please? Thank you. I love you. Oh, she does have shorts on. I didn't think she had shorts on. Might not need to say that in this video, but that's kind of also why I was like, get out of here. Okay, so things to do today on my to-do. So I went live in my stories and showed off my SFR kit. We leave for SFR week from Monday, and I'm so excited. Cincy Family Reunion is not something that I ever expect, obviously, anybody to go to. World Tour is where I really would love to see more teammates go, because World Tour is closer to home. Usually I take care of the place for us to stay. I try to incorporate more team stuff, more fun things. So SFR this year is global, so it's bigger, and it's in Orlando, so we're heading there. And so I went and chatted about that in my stories, talked about the join special some today. I'll work on posting something on my main feed today as well. We need to get back into posting on our main feed and not just on our VIPs, because I feel like we are all very comfortable in our VIP pages, but we don't post out. And I think that has affected me. That part has affected my stuff. I know it's affected you guys. This planner is really fun. This is a Cincy planner, but it does not like to stay together. And I feel like somebody ate Oreos somewhere at some point over my bag, and there's like Oreo crumbs all over everything. And I can't tell if that's what it is or if it's something else. Squirrel! Okay, so yes, the first 2 minutes of this video is complete nonsense because your girl's putting her planner back together. So we are, and if I say so one more time, I am printing off my system, my follow-up system, which is so important because we want to make sure that everybody's getting their orders, that everything shows up intact. The system, the notebook system, is pinned at the top of this page. This is on the Wax Nerds page. So if you guys have questions or need anything, I'm going to tell you, and you know this already, but I'm going to tell you this anyway. I try to kind of lay out the basis. If you're under me, if I am your sponsor, if you joined under me, you get me completely 100% for your first 70 days. I talk about this a lot. I try to pin this instantly when we start talking about training. You get me for your first 70 days. Y'all, I have business hours. There are going to be times that I'm not going to get back to you immediately. But there's also part of me that says, oh, somebody messaged me. I need to answer it. I'm having to learn that boundary, and sometimes you're just going to get a quick answer from me, or you might not hear from me for the next day. Sometimes, depending on what the question is, I want you to go find it yourself. I am not your first resort. I'm not your first resort. Come on, Wax Nerds. There's over 60 people on this page. Now, percentage-wise, only 6 people might answer you, but there are plenty of people on this page that most likely know the answer for you. So, my notebook system is pinned at the top of this. If you go to featured, it's in there. Everything is in green for this month. We are in July of 2024. I may change the color in the fall. I may add a leaf. I don't know. But it's going to be the same stuff. I print off my customer follow-up. I showed you guys last week that I print off my one sheet that goes through and shows my parties. So I try to talk about customer follow-ups as much as I can. So customer follow-up was one that I printed off as well. And it's time to start. When people order, you fill out your form and you fill in the dates that you need to follow up with them. And at the top of the graph, it tells you, you will most likely have these conversations before the date in the graph. I've already had a couple of people like, we're waiting 6 months to ask. No. That is just, that's the guideline if you haven't had the courage to do it yet. I have people that I talk to all the time that I don't think anything about asking them if they want a party, if they need a refill, if they need this, if they need that, have they thought about joining? And then there's other people that I'm like, their answers may be short and you may get a vibe from them initially and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna give them some space, but I'm gonna come back. That's what this is for. Most of the time you've already had these conversations before the date on this form. You are gonna fill out the dates though. So that's the follow-up. And because it's like the time of year that it is, where we're heading into our holiday season, this is the month before transition month. And I feel like transition month, for some reason, transition month used to scare me. It used to scare me because I got to get all this stuff out of here. If there's any samples floating around, give it away. Oldie but a goodie, whatever. It doesn't matter. Get rid of it. We'll talk more about that next month, obviously, because transition month is next month. But I'm getting ready to head out for Orlando here a week from Monday. And there's going to be things that are going to be brought up at SFR. I'm going to be in a room, multiple rooms full of multiple hundreds of people. And there's going to be so many questions that are asked. And that's what I'm going to try to take the notes on the most, is the questions that people ask. Yes, the answers too. But questions means curiosity. And questions means that people are willing to learn. And that is something that I've always loved to focus on with Scentsy. We're always willing to learn. I'm always ready to learn. The only thing that your girl still just doesn't have down pat is Canva. I just don't have it. I don't have Canva down pat. But y'all, if you ask me a question, if you ask me how to run a report, if you ask me something that you can't find on Wax Nerds, I'm going to help. I'm still going to do my best to help, but that's why I relayed the whole, like, first 70 days, you get me completely. But after that, if it's a question that I feel like is on Wax Nerds, I'm going to direct you that way. The questions, going back to the questions, I want y'all to focus on your why. We're going to have so many goals and so many chats. Next week, we're going to have coaching calls. I want to know what your whys are again, and if it's changed. My why changes all the time. And sometimes I'll like go back to it because maybe I'm just having like one of those days where I just need to ground myself and I need to get back into something. And I'm like, what's my why? That's shifted. Even just within the last few weeks, that's shifted. And that's going to be something I'm really going to like really analyze while at SFR. And I think a lot of people will analyze it. I went to SFR in Salt Lake City, and I've talked about this so many times too, but I'm going to there's a lot of things sometimes that Amy talks about and it's just repetitive. It just is. I don't want to use the word sob story. That's not the term I want to use, but that's the term a lot of people question. There was a training that I was in, and the name of the training and what actually went on the training didn't match. And I even checked like my tab. I was like, I'm in the right room, but this is not what I thought this was going to be about. And her story was great. Like, I loved it. And I listened and I was like, oh, like, okay. But somebody, when she was done and she said, does anybody have any questions? The first question that somebody said was, what if we don't have a sob story? And she was caught off guard by it. She was totally caught off guard by it. And the person was like, I don't have somebody in my life who's dealt with those battles. Which is such a blessing to be able to say. I'm going to be the first person to tell you. And she wasn't rude about it. Nobody in that room was rude about the situation. But that was the speaker's response. I'm so glad that you didn't and you haven't. And that's a great question, because is that not a great question? Why are we here? Why are we here? Because a lot of the whys that you're going to hear is somebody passed away and I had to pick up the pieces. Somebody had a terminal illness. I had to pick up the pieces. I lost so-and-so. I needed an outlet. So this is what helped me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times our response is, well, I needed to make up some income. I needed to make up some income somewhere. I needed this. Or, you know, I love this stuff. So I just decided that was what I wanted. And for us, when I first joined, it was to pay student loan payment. And then it shifted again because COVID started. And I was like, oh, this is about to change our world. And I don't know how it's going to change our world. And a little over a year into Cincy, I left that full-time job. So then I was like, well, I've got to make up the income somewhere else, right? And we've been home. I mean, I've been home with the girls. And then we had all kinds of crazy things happening within the last few years that my why just keeps shifting. But your why should make you want to do it. Your why shouldn't be, I have to do it. Your why should be, I get to do this. That's what your why should make you feel like. I get to do this. That should be what your why does. So I kind of really I want to go back to the basics. Because when I recruit somebody, when you have somebody join your team, when you start getting people under you, one of your first questions should be, so other than me asking, why did you join Cincy? Because some people will be like, because you asked me. I'm like, okay. But what do you want to see Cincy do for you? That's important, right? That's important. Our life has been a roller coaster. Oh, total roller coaster since I joined Cincy. Before I joined Cincy, it was a different type of roller coaster. It was a survival of the fittest, day-to-day, what are we doing challenge. Now the challenges are a little, they're there. They're just different. They're different. And I just know that that's probably what's going to be part of what I'm focusing on while I'm in Orlando. And just trying to focus on where do I want Cincy to bring me. Y'all, I'm going to be real with you. Where my Cincy business is now is about where it was 6 months into Cincy. We're about where we were when I started 6 months. So, to an extent, I feel like I'm starting over. And that's okay. That's okay. I feel like I can only go up from here. So that's where I need to focus. That's where I need to focus, and that's what I need to focus on. So if you see me in your messenger more, if you get text messages from me more, if you start seeing the emails once a week again, it's because I'm really trying to pick up the pieces on where I left off when I had Willow. So, not that Willow is the blame for anything. Everything's shifted and changed, but I have caught myself getting away from doing the things that I used to do consistently. Netflix is about to restart itself, so it's going to be really loud here in a second. So print your system, print the system, look at it. If you're confused by it, I told you, if you're confused by it, text me and say, hey, I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to utilize the system. There are videos on here too of how to go through the system. But who do you have partying this month? Y'all fill out the party form. Fill it out. There's a form that has little boxes on it, and it says host and party type, and then it has host coaching checklist and all that. fill that out. Fill that out. Get your parties booked this month. Customer follow-up. Go back over the last couple of months and fill in a few of these sheets. Fill in a few of them. I have a couple sheets per month. That may be wasteful for some people, but like I'll print front and back and then I'll write the month at the top. I guess I could just make a box that's to fill in the month. Make a dream team list. Make a dream team list. That's what Chloe Cox and I are working on right now, is more like my dream team, my leadership, where I need to go from here. What's shifted over the time? What's working? What's not working? Those things. Get those things. Your party list. Make a list of people that you've asked to party. If you've asked 80 people to party and 12 of them have said yes, say in the last year, I don't know, say in the last year, where are all those other people? What were their responses? Did they all really say no, or did they not answer, or did they answer with a, I'm not sure, not right now? Are they liking your stuff that you're posting? Are they ordering from you? Are you following up from them? You know, you can't just ask all these people to party with you, and if they don't immediately say yes, you just, okay, la la la. Where are those conversations going with them? That's part of having the business. If y'all are texting me on the 18th of the month telling me, I don't know what to do with my numbers, I'm not active yet. Do we have a system? Do we have a system? Are we printing off the system? Are we utilizing the system? I get it. If you're not a pen and paper gal, maybe this isn't the best system for you, but there are other systems out there. There are other systems. If you like spreadsheets, if you like Excel, there are systems out there. That's kind of what I really want to talk about next week with you guys for coaching calls, is where are we at with systems? Where are we at with follow-ups? Where are we at? Levi, honey, are you okay? There's a whistle blowing. She's still having a little shaky shakes from the fireworks last night. So, which are just going to keep going. They're going to be tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. I'm more than sure. That's why we're home. Okay. So I don't know if this video was all that helpful, but if y'all need anything, again, I always say, just let me know, text me. I'm here to hang out. I'm here to answer your questions. I really am. So, and if you do have a bunch of questions, we need to set up a call. We need to make the time to set up a call, because that way we can really have some more one-on-one and actually make something useful and actually be intentional about creating something. Okay, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Have a good weekend.